Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, said, "New year, new me," with her return to Instagram on New Year's Day. She posted on Instagram a video of her walking on the beach and writing 2025 in the sand, which obviously means we got stuff to promote. So I was wholly not surprised to see a reel for her new Netflix show, With Love, Meghan, drop the next day. And the media's, they're taking it well. They're showing that we have learned nothing moving into 2025. Someone clearly had a mortgage payment due and put out a litany of tweets about the topic. Here's one of my favorites. Meghan likes to speak through what she wears. Is she at it again? She was in white when she married Harry, who was not her first husband. First of all, what is going on with the spacing here? Now she's worn white clothes to write 2025 in the sand. Is she telling us another new life has begun? It is totally unsurprising that she is trying to derive hidden meaning in Meghan's clothing as an example, as a sign that something is going wrong with her marriage to Prince Harry. This was the woman who thought the book Benches by Meghan was about literal benches. I am not kidding you. I did a video on this, I believe last year. It's a GB News segment. Look it up. This isn't a thing, I guess, in the UK, but I'm surprised that with the white, she didn't go with Meghan Markle wears white after Labor Day, breaking not only royal protocol, but American protocol. Meghan Markle commits treason, wears white to write on the sand. Meghan Markle, expatriate. Papers are already turning out columns like this one. What the Princess of Wales and Meghan's plans for 2025 say about their very different priorities. Well, one has a deal with Netflix that they need to fulfill and isn't supported by the taxpayers. And one is a working royal. Yes, they probably have some differentiation in their priorities for the year. And finally, a man so terrible that even GB News said, you gotta go. 5 years since Brexit, she's completely given up any pretense of changing the world or even raising awareness for good causes, ignoring the fact that that's simply untrue. Oddly enough, one of her good causes is stopping online harassment and bullying, especially for young people. What, pray tell, are the good causes that you are promoting in the world? It's interesting who is held to morality standards and who isn't, who is allowed to go out and make money and who shouldn't be. It's so weird that he seems confused on how Meghan Markle can have a career, raise a family, have philanthropic causes that are close to her heart. I mean, he, out of everyone, should know that one can certainly multitask. He was able to keep a job and move up the ranks while allegedly participating in cash for leak scandals and allegedly using an alias named Martin Branning to allegedly extort people. And they say we can't have it all. I'm going to go in way more detail over the media coverage of Meghan's return to Instagram and her upcoming show in my post next week over on my Substack, Pulling Threads with Meredith Constant. But here's one article from the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle criticized over decision to turn comments off on first Instagram post. As someone who works in digital marketing, turning off comments isn't great if you're a normal person. Somebody like Meghan doesn't have to worry about turning off her comments and how that's going to impact her algorithm and her reach. She'll be fine. I can think of several reasons why they decided to do this. One of the reasons is it takes away the ability for royal reporters to just go through Instagram comments on this reel, pick out the worst ones, and write articles about the backlash to Meghan's new return to Instagram. Meghan draws overwhelming criticism. Comments left on the Duchess's new Instagram show that people are markled out. Like, who knows? It was going to be something like that. So Meghan's return to Instagram makes perfect sense. She has a show to promote. Higher-ups were probably like, really want this promoted. What a perfect way to do it. After Meghan and Harry's documentary, which came out in December of 2022, and then Harry's book Spare, I'm not surprised that this past year Meghan has kind of laid low a bit. Yes, they had those tours in Colombia, and she was definitely spotted places, but certainly more on the DL, which I think was good because there was really an overexposure about her and people feeling like, oh my gosh, like, won't she go away? And it was like, well, she's not really around that much. It's just she's written about a lot. And now with this return, which is not about her experience in the British royal family or with the British media, which the media has often complained that her work is profiting off of that. while Sarah Ferguson still lives in the Royal Lodge. I mean, come on. I'm not sure if negative articles about the Duchess of Sussex over a show that looks like a mix between Hanging Out with Your Girlfriends and The Great British Bake Off is really gonna land. Because at this point, we are 5 years out, 5 years since the announcement of their departure from working royal life. And the timing, especially from an American audience perspective, is pretty good. A show that appears to be about joy, making ordinary things extraordinary, in a year where we are going to see the second presidency of Donald Trump. Yeah, I could use some more joy and laughter and whatever those donuts are. The show drops on January 15th. I have to admit, in the beginning, when I found out Meghan was going to have a show, I was like, I don't really know if I'm going to be tuning in. Short attention span. But now that I've seen the trailer, I'm like, okay, they got me with that trailer. I do want to see what it's all about. And we'll have to see how the media covers this. I really do wonder how hard anti-Meghan pieces are going to hit at this point. And also perhaps if people don't mind seeing joy after the really difficult year that the British royal family has had with health scares. Since I primarily focus on media coverage, I am going to talk about this more over on my Substack, which is my blog. Next week, I'm going to go through way more articles and look at how Meghan's return to Instagram and her upcoming Netflix show is being covered. Stay tuned for more.